Hi, I'm Brandon Young, and I'm one of the few people making millions of dollars selling on Amazon that's also teaching it. Before we get started, please click the subscribe button and the bell so that you don't miss out on any of the latest Amazon private label strategies. The first thing you need to understand is that there are several different ways you can sell on Amazon. You can do reselling, which is in many different shapes, or you can do private label. You can make your own branded goods and sell those. So let me walk you through the different types of selling on Amazon before you make the decision as to which one's better for you. So the first one is reselling. Now, reselling comes in the form of arbitrage. That can be either retail arbitrage or online arbitrage. Now, what that means is that you're basically taking someone else's known brand, you're purchasing at one retailer, and then you're sending that into Amazon, probably through FBA, so through the Fulfillment by Amazon channel, where Amazon's going to handle your fulfillment, and then you're selling it on Amazon. This can be a great way to start the business because it doesn't require a lot of startup capital. And it's a great way to start getting some extra funds that you can then use to start or fund other businesses, pay off bills. And this is what I would consider more of a side hustle type business. That's not to say that I don't know some really large arbitrage sellers. I know several people who have scaled arbitrage to 7 and 8 figure businesses. It's very uncommon. It requires a lot of systems, practices, people working for you so that they can do shopping, fulfillment, processing, all of those things, and running it like a real business, but it's not necessary. You can do it as simply as going to the store, combining and stacking coupons, finding products that sell for a much higher price on Amazon, buying liquidated or closeout items that are no longer available anywhere else, and the prices will be higher and build in a margin for you on Amazon. Now, online arbitrage is where you order the goods online, but they're still somebody else's brand and belong to somebody else. And generally, you're just trying to stack discounts, clearance items, or products that sell really well on Amazon for a higher price. And then you have those items delivered to your home where you prepare them and send them in, or you send them directly to what's called a third-party logistics center, a 3PL, and then they'll put your labels on the product for you. Now, there's the other way of reselling is wholesale. Now, this requires a little bit more skill, a little bit more capital, because you usually have to buy larger quantities. You're going to be working directly with distributors or the actual brand owners, maybe even the factories directly, but you're selling someone else's brand. So you're going to be relying on an Amazon listing that already exists. And in both the cases of arbitrage and in wholesale, you're going to be competing for the buy box. Now, the buy box is basically when you go to Amazon, and I'm going to show you a picture of what the buy box looks like. It's when you say buy it now on Amazon, whoever owns that position, that's one of the options that's available. Sometimes you're going to see a button that says, or at least a line that says, available from more sellers. Now, when it's available from more sellers, it means that there's just more options, more people competing for that buy box spot, because the vast majority of sales happen from the buy box, at least 80 to 90%. So reselling has the downside of competing on listings, usually with other sellers. Now, if you want to have your own brand and your own listing that no one competes with you, then you're going to be talking about private label. That's what we specialize in. That's what we teach you how to do. Now, the cons of private label are that it takes longer to develop your own products, and typically you need a larger startup budget. You're buying enough inventory so that you cannot run out of stock over at least a 2 or 3 month period, because there's a lead time at your factory and there's shipping time from your factory. So if you're sourcing things in China, like we show you how to do, you might need 2 weeks for the factory to make them, another 4 to 6 weeks for them to arrive, 4 to 8 weeks for them to arrive, and then another couple weeks for them to get checked in at Amazon. Sometimes you bounce them off of a third-party warehouse, your own warehouse, or you bring them to your house and send them in when you're first starting. So that requires a little bit of extra time and a little bit of extra cost that you need to calculate. A lot of people don't have the appetite to build up a private label business because the rewards are further down the road. They're not willing to wait for them. Now, if you're one of the types of people that don't have a large starting budget, at least 5 to 10,000 for private label, you don't want to necessarily wait to get started and you want to see some quicker returns flipping some products, then you should definitely work on more of an arbitrage basis. Now, as you get more familiar as to what to sell, what sells well, what restrictions there are with regards to categories and brands, then maybe you can start to establish wholesale relationships with distributors and go into a wholesale route. Our thing is that as private label sellers, we start from scratch. We have a brand new listing that we get the opportunity to rank on whatever keywords we want. We do the keyword research to rank our products before we even decide to do the product. And that's what we show you how to do, is to base the product decisions on data. And you can see that video here as well. So I hope this clears some things up between reselling and private label, wholesale arbitrage, online arbitrage, and maybe you can make the decision that's the best fit for you. The key to all of this is that you have fulfillment by Amazon as an advantage. That's the important part with starting an Amazon FBA business, is that Amazon's going to do the heavy lifting for you. You're going to send your items into Amazon's warehouses, and then their robots or staff are going to pick them up off of a shelf and put them in a box for you and ship them out. That is amazing because they're going to charge you less than it would cost you to hire someone. They're going to charge you less than it would cost you to buy a building, a warehouse, and you're going to be able to do it at scale. So all you have to do is focus on which products to sell, and whether you're going to do arbitrage or private label, you're going to have a massive advantage where you can scale the business to 7 figures without the help of any staff or employees or anybody else. That's the advantage of starting an Amazon private label business or arbitrage business or however else you want to start. I hope this was helpful with explaining how to sell on Amazon or the different ways you can sell on Amazon, and helping you make a decision based on your time and your capital. If you want to start quickly, arbitrage is probably best for you. If you don't have a lot of capital, arbitrage is probably best for you. If you have more time and more capital and you're willing to put in the effort to climb that learning curve and learn how to create a real private label business, then please check out the free course that I have for you below and check out some of my other videos. Either way, I hope that you hit the like button and you subscribe to me for my other content. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you around.